Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Daryl.
Michael.
This is my special guest, Michael. No, what do people call you?
Oddball.
Now, why do they call you that?
It's just a name that stuck, you know.
I still want to know where this comes from. If you know where this came from, you tell us. But anyway, we're here at Big Bang Toys, Comics, and Games, and we're talking new releases for the week of July 22nd. Michael, you've got a perfect pick right in your hand. What is it?
Archie versus Sharknado.
Who thought they would meet?
Yeah, I mean, what more could you want in a comic? Like I've been reading Archie versus Predator, and that's like my first step into the Archie pool, you know. And yeah, Archie versus Sharknado. What more do you need to know?
All I know, Archie versus Predator, but now he's taking on Sharknado, and they've got baseball bats and shark with bloody teeth.
Yeah, chainsaws, tattered clothing, everything.
I don't know. Who lives, who dies, you need to read it. Now, we're also talking the Book of Books. Forget Saga, because Saga doesn't count. Right, Caitlin? We're talking Birthright.
Birthright.
Now, Michael, you've been reading this book?
Yes, I have.
Well, tell people a little bit about it. Kind of break it down for them.
Okay, well, it starts out, you know, the first issue, you're introduced to this kid and his dad and everything, and seems like, oh, everything's hunky-dory, and, you know, the kid goes missing out in the woods.
Gasp!
And then, like, he's back, like, what, a couple months later or something like that?
I don't know, it's 1 year later.
It's a year. And
the parents, the family is completely torn apart. The parents are on a divorce.
Completely.
Kid's getting bullied at school. His brother.
And, he comes back, and he's completely full grown now, and he's like this huge, muscle-bound, just warrior.
Tattooed warrior.
Yeah, and you find out that he had been transported to this other realm where this Dark Lord was like waging war and all this, and it's really good. Like, I don't want to give too much away because there is some stuff that happens that it's like as soon as you read it, you're like, oh man.
Yeah, each issue has like a twist. You're like, is he hero? Is he villain? You know, because if you've read issue number 1, if you haven't, get the trade, read it. There's a huge twist at the end, and I've been sold on the book ever since.
Yeah, that's what sold me. Was the
each
first
issue you don't know who is aligned with who. You don't understand what's the angle. And that's kind of part of the hook. And then you find out you see the characters when they're younger, when he's a kid, and then you see him when he's older, and what happens and transpires. And there's this ultimate kind of epic quest taking place. Great book. You need to be reading it.
Good book.
Highly recommended. 11 out of 10 stars.
I agree. I agree. It's been great.
Also, we got Fight Club 2, number 3, Michael.
Fight Club 2. Now, I'm a huge fan of the original movie. I never actually read the book.
Me neither.
I read like maybe half of it, but never just picked it back up, you know. But the comic has been really good so far. I mean, it's like 10 years later, and
they explain what happened between the first movie and this book.
Yeah, and he's medicated himself now, or he's got doctors medicating him. And I mean, just a bunch of crazy stuff.
He's got a new name. Doesn't he have
Sebastian.
A new name? Sebastian.
His name's Sebastian now, and he's got him and Marla have a kid together. And
sorry, the movie. I still think of the movie a creepy, man.
Yeah, but it's really good. Like for me, it's like I always imagine what would Fight Club 2 be like. You know, watching the movie, and it's kind of like what I would imagine the sequel would have been like. Like, it's almost like he's got like a global network of like his minions and everything that are just causing chaos on a global level.
Do they still use the first rule?
I don't even. That's the one thing. I think Fight Club is over at this point.
Gasp!
Project Mayhem and whatever else they've gotten into is just taking over.
I still think of Meatloaf in the movie, by the
way. Robert Paulson.
But so anyway, you recommend this book to people?
I highly recommend it. It's good.
Speaking of turning properties, movie and TV properties into book, we've got Blacklist, number 1, one of the coolest shows on TV right now. Season 2, the second half, really blew me away. Do you watch Blacklist?
Everybody tries to get me to, but I watch so much stuff nowadays.
Get out. No, I'm just kidding. You need to, no, it's a great show. You need to be watching.
I've heard it's good.
This is actually written by, I believe, it's not the showrunner, but I think it's the story editor of the show. So you've got someone who writes the show doing the comic, so it's not just something they're slapping together and saying, hey, let's capitalize. It actually is somebody who's actually part of the story. So anyway, Blacklist, cool. Number 1, I recommend it.
Seems cool.
My last independent pick of the week is Insufferable, number 3, written by the great Mark Waid. He's marvelous because he's at Marvel, too. The greatest company
Ever?
Oh, just listen to it. It's all, oh, no, I'm joking. DC's getting better. Anyway, Insufferable, Batman and Robin team, father and son team, broken up by the death of the mother of the family. But then they find out in issue number 2, not to give spoilers, that somehow there's like a message in water that says, help me. And they believe it's the mother. She's still alive. Anyway, there's villains conspiring to... you've got the son, who's like a grown-up Robin that's a brat. And then you've got Batman, who literally comes in and helps him save the day, and he takes the credit. They're kind of... what's the word I'm looking for? Estranged. Anyway, you need to read it. It's awesome. If you like Batman and Robin with a twist, check it out.
It sounds good. It's Waid.
It's Waid. So anyway, we're talking Marvel. Michael, E for Extinction. Talk to us.
E for Extinction. Well, from what I gather, it's basically a continuation of Morrison's run on X-Men. What was it? New X-Men? All New X-Men?
It was New X-Men.
New X-Men. I like it. I like it a lot. It's one of the better tie-ins, I believe.
It was better than X-Men 92, in my opinion.
I like it better than most of the X-Men tie-ins. Inferno,
haven't read it
Years
yet.
of Future
Still
Past.
Yeah, I'll admit, some reason it's better. Is it because of the Phoenix egg?
I mean, that might be it. I really like Burnham. Like, I mean, even though it's not a Morrison book.
And it's not Frank Quitely doing the art, but it looks like it.
It looks like a Morrison book.
Sounds like it.
I think that's a lot of Burnham's doing. But I like it. And there's a reveal at the end of the first issue that kind of hooks you. And you're like, oh, what's going on here?
And it's not Magneto.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I really like it. If you like Grant Morrison, you like the X-Men, you liked the new X-Men, his run back in the day, this is almost a continuation, but tied into the Secret Wars Battleworld deal. So if you like that, definitely check it out. We've also got Future Imperfect, number 3. You've been reading this, Michael?
Yes.
Oh, man, the Thing and the Hulk, they throw down. Who is the Thing? Spoilers.
Thunderbolt Ross.
Thunderbolt Ross. So it's always Ross versus Banner. This time, Ross is the hero. So it's really cool, and I really like number 2. This was actually a book, to me, is more of like a Hulk throwdown book that somebody's looking for with the Hulks. Much different than Planet Hulk, which is really more about Steve Rogers.
And it's like an little adventure.
It's got an Indiana Jones vibe about it.
Yeah, a little bit.
But Future Imperfect, you think people ought to be reading
it? Yeah, especially if you're a fan of the Hulk. It's good. I've liked it a lot.
Speaking of adventure, Weird World number 2. Now this book is personally a pick of mine that I think is awesome. Most people were a little mixed on issue number 1.
I was a little mixed. I was kind of lost at what was actually going on. I wasn't familiar with any of the characters.
Archon, Killraven. Then you got Crystar, the Crystal Warrior, coming back.
See, I'm not familiar with any of those characters.
But it's Jason.
That's old school stuff.
But it's Jason can't do no wrong errand.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. So I need to check out number 2.
So you just need to hold this the rest of the video and never let it down, and then go buy it immediately. Or you can read Old Man Logan. Number 3
has been good, surprisingly so, considering it's Bendis.
True, I'm not going to say anything, but actually it's really good. Old Man Logan crossed the wall, and then it's him. Actually, Old Man Logan, I think when he gets his own book, it's going to be a cool thing. Jeff Lemire, man.
Who's the artist?
On the new book?
Yeah,
I think it's Sorrentino.
It's the same team that did Lemire's Green Arrow run, isn't it?
Yes, pretty sure.
That's just a home run waiting to happen.
Yeah, you got Sorrentino and Jeff Lemire, which Jeff Lemire's doing a lot of stuff right now.
Lemire.
All new Hawkeye's great, by the way.
Lemire's one of the it guys right now. Like,
I agree.
He's really doing some great Descender.
Oh yeah, Descender.
He's doing Bloodshot Reborn.
Bloodshot Reborn for Valiant, which Matt Kent is doing a great job on Ninjak too. I always got to plug Ninjak. That book blew me away. I liked it. So yeah, Lemire, man. He's also got the Black Hammer coming out from Dark Horse Comics, which is his own creative title, which basically involves a team of superheroes trapped on a farm.
Yeah.
It's almost like the villains have won. They don't know what to do. I don't know. It's called the Black Hammer. It's coming out soon. Be ready. August.
Sounds cool.
It's not on the shelf behind us. And lastly, new number 1, Star-Lord and Kitty Pryde, number 1. It's written by Sam Humphries, which you might know from the Black Vortex. You might say, now, word on the street is, post-Secret Wars, we've got a new Star Lady. Oh, I heard a groan. Is that your stomach? No.
That's my brain hurting. My heart hurting a little bit.
So what do you think about that?
I mean, I like Star-Lord, you know. After the movie hit last year and I saw it, like, I went back and read all kinds of Guardian stuff.
Made you really like him?
I really like Star-Lord, and then...
I gotta admit, I listened to that song for a while, in the opening credits.
Yeah. But, I mean, I guess it makes sense with the story that they're telling, because he's supposed to be taking over as Emperor of Spartax and all that.
Taking his dad's place.
I like Star-Lord's a swashbuckler, you know.
I say by the time Guardians 2 comes out, he's back in the saddle.
Yeah, I don't think Kitty will be Star Lady too long. I mean, it could be good. Like, I'm not totally like discrediting that it mightn't be okay, but it's just concept alone. I'm just like, kind of how y'all are with Miles taking over Peter's mantle.
Yeah, don't get me started there. Alright, so that's Marvel Comics you should definitely check out. Watch this stuff. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about DC Comics. Is that your favorite company in the world, Mike?
It's my favorite universe. I don't know about
It doesn't matter what... No, I'm just kidding.
To stop the evil Doomsday, you need a hero who's more than a man. He's been called the greatest, the strongest, the first among heroes. High-voltage villain Conduit is powered by kryptonite, but with Krypton cannon blasting, Laser Superman powers him down. Conduit will learn, don't mess with the S. It's the dreaded Doomsday, the most fearsome force in the universe. Even Doomsday will learn, you don't mess with the S. Superman figures each sold separately, blocks not included.
No, DC's your favorite universe?
My favorite universe. Favorite characters.
Even though it's New 52's universe.
I just mean the whole DC universe as a whole.
Don't get me wrong, the DC library characters are like iconic. They got more capes, they got symbols that
They're more stoic. That's what I've always thought. They just have
more
this,
regal.
They're like the upper class of superheroes to me. Like they always kind of have been.
So for all of us Marvel people. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, we're talking All right, we'll let that ride. Okay, we're talking DC Comics this week. We are Robin #2. Did you read #1?
I read #1.
What did you think?
I mean, it's okay. I mean, you got the whole thing going on with Duke, and, you know, disenfranchised youth and all that. He's going through some stuff. But, I mean, by the end of the book, it hooked me, you know? Like, some cool stuff is going on, and all the Robins show up. And
so we've got Duke, Robin, and cool stuff going on. Why wouldn't you buy it?
I mean... a lot of the first issue is just a lot of setup about Duke, and he's in foster family.
You got to give it the 3-issue try.
All kind of stuff like that. Like he's just getting bounced around from foster family to foster family.
Because his family died in Endgame.
Yeah, that's it.
I knew when I saw that happen. I guarantee that guy's going to be a Robin. Sure enough, that's what happened.
Yeah. But I mean, it's not bad. I personally, right now, I'm a much bigger fan of the Robin, son of Batman. But
much better. That's good
We
stuff.
Are Robin. It's good. Like it's one of the new #1s from DC that I actually like. You know, unlike Constantine or
Dr. Fate. Dr. Fate does not deserve the 3-issue try. I'm sorry.
I actually like #2. It wasn't that bad. I might end up giving up. I gave up on Constantine during
My spider sense is tingling.
Halfway through #2, Constantine, I was like, I can't do it no more. And I just, yeah.
Sometimes new takes just don't work.
Yeah.
Speaking of a new #1, Cyborg #1. Do you like Cyborg?
I like Cyborg. Cyborg's a cool character. I mean, it's been a bit of an adjustment, you know, accepting him as like a full-fledged member of the League. And the way they've replaced other members, yeah. But I mean, he's supposed to be like a walking tank, you know. So it makes sense at the end, you know, just given his powers, it makes sense that he's on the League. But now he's got his solo. Now the question is begging to be asked is he going to have a good rogues gallery? Is he going to have some good villains?
That's one thing the writer promises. I think it's David Walker. The art on it's by Ivan. Is it Reese?
Yeah.
Ivan Reese does the art, so the art's fantastic. David Walker, I believe is his name, is the writer. He promises some villains that kind of tap into him. You know, obviously he's more human. They made him look a little more human, less robotic, which I liked what Jeff Johns did with adding that little symbol on his chest with Forever Evil. You remember that? Kind of thinned him down because most technology just keeps getting thinner and slimmer and sleeker. And so I like that they did that. I don't know. Can he carry his own book? It's only time will tell. You know, I don't know. I have my doubts, Michael.
Well, I mean,
but it's worth a shot.
Jeff Johns really has a thing for Cyborg. I mean, they're putting him into the movies. You know, he really has a thing for him. Like,
I like Vic Stone. I think I liked him back in the old Superpowers Galactic Guardians cartoon. Did you watch that?
No.
I'll make sure.
Might have been a little before my time.
I'll make sure it finds its way in. But anyway, definitely check Cyborg #1. We've also got. I just want to mention Prez #2. It's an offbeat tale based off an old 70s property. One thing, despite my issues with Dan Didio, is he actually takes 70s stuff and tries to make it work. Like, you know, Infinity Man, Forever People, you know, New Gods, all that stuff. So, Mr. Miracle. They're bringing him back. That's one thing they're doing right in Justice League.
Cool. His story, I would say I'm not really too familiar with Mr. Miracle, but his whole story and
Scott-Free.
Yeah, Scott-Free. His whole story has been really cool.
Yeah. I like these. He's the world's greatest escape artist.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can escape apocalypse, you got a lot. You got something going in the plus column.
Give Houdini a run for his money.
That's right. Houdini's still alive, so I mean, no, I'm joking. But anyway, try Prez #2, and I think it was just announced or it looks like it's going to go from 12 issues to 6 issues. So if you love the book, support the book and buy it now. So anyway, check it out. And lastly, Justice League Gods and Monsters, Batman #1. Justice League Gods and Monsters, look cool, produced by Bruce Timm.
Yeah, totally. I mean, he's Tim. Timverse.
I say buy it.
See, that's what I want to know, though. Does it fit into the Timverse? Is it in that continuity?
That I don't know. All I know is it involves the New Gods, Michael. New Gods.
Yes.
New Gods. And, of course, this is where Man-Bat, or Dr. Langstrom, is Batman.
Yeah.
Superman's the son of Zod, and Wonder Woman's the daughter of Ares? Is that right?
I know her name's Becca.
Becca?
And I think she's apocalyptic.
Ooh. So watch the movie.
I haven't been reading the comics.
So you think the movie's going to be good, Michael?
I mean, I think it'll be alright. I mean, it's basically just a big Elseworlds tale. I mean, we got Man-Bat as Batman.
But it's Bruce Timm.
Yeah, that's the selling point right there. It's Bruce Timm. But I'm just not big for a lot of Elseworlds tales. You know, to me, it's like...
You want continuity to matter.
Well, I mean, it's not that necessarily. It's just like, to me, it's just like, why bother? Like...
It's just
I would rather see a Tim movie with the actual Justice League.
Same here. But hey, we're not in charge of DC Entertainment, are we?
Should be.
Take note. Take note. What's her name? Diane Nelson? The one over it all? Yeah. We're talking to you. Dan Didio, Jim Lee, Bob Harris. We're going above all you guys. We're going for the press. Anyway, anything you want to say as we close out, Michael? Anything about this week's comics? Something you read last week? It's awesome. 60 seconds, go!
What came out last week? Captain Marvel and the Carol Corps, really good. Civil War, if anybody hasn't read that yet.
That was awesome.
Yeah, Civil War.
Awesome.
Civil War is probably, just on that first issue, is probably my favorite Secret Wars tie-in so far. And then, I mean, man, Secret Wars has had just so many tie-ins.
Read them. It's Marvel.
I do have something else that's been a lot of fun.
Yes.
Bill and Ted's Most Triumphant Return.
Yes.
This has been a really fun book, especially if you're a fan of the movies like I am.
Are we ready? The Wild Stallions.
Yeah. It's just been really good. Like, it's kind of cartoony, but what can you expect?
Well, it's got the Grim Reaper on the cover. All I remember is them playing chess with it.
Played by the brilliant William Sadler.
Oh man, The Bogus Journey was a hard pill to swallow. It needs a third movie, don't you think?
I agree. It needs a third movie.
Socrates, man. It's not Socrates, it's Socrates.
Socrates. Mr. the Kid.
Yes. Man. I always like, man, if I had to give a speech like in the first movie, it's like, dude, I would totally... You got Abraham Lincoln and all those guys. Genghis Khan. It was awesome. It's a great movie.
It really is. And the comic... It's been a lot of fun. Like,
whoa,
I mean, yeah, it is cartoony. They're going off to the future, and then like things get messed up, and it's kind of like Back to the Future too. You know, like something gets rewritten, and then chaos ensues, and wrongs need to be righted, and all that.
That's pretty cool, and that's number 5. So there's only one more issue to go,
Yeah.
and I know we've got more on the shelf over there. So definitely pick up that book.
I definitely recommend it.
That's awesome. Well, Michael, thanks for joining us today.
No problem.
Anything you want to say? You want to say make mine Marvel or DCU?
Just make mine comics.
Make mine comics. Couldn't say it any better.
Any company.
Make mine comics. Don't forget it. Big Bang Toys, Comics, and Games.
We got them.
BobbyBang.com. Adios.